Always a wonderful sight in the autumn is this 40-year-old tree of the Chinese dogwood, Cornus capitata, absolutely covered top to toe with its red strawberry fruits. This was a seedling from a tree in front of the old house, which I put up here in the wall garden all those years ago. It's very happy. Our neighbour has a window overlooking this tree, and she's always remarking on it. Its yellow flowers in May and the strawberry-like fruits in the autumn. It's really rather insipid to taste, but it makes a wonderful sight. Reaching up into the blue sky. We'll follow Bertie through here, because there's something else that's I find rather intriguing, and this is the euonymus here. It is sometimes called the Jester's cap because of its pointy capsule with the orange seeds dangling down. Very decorative. Another thing at this time of year is the start of the winter flowering, or autumn flowering, to be more accurate here, camellias. This is a shrub of a camellia called plantation pink. I think they're gorgeous because they have, as an added bonus, scent. A few camellias this time of year that actually are scented. I find that with the big, rather blousy ones you get in the early spring here, the first thing people do is bury their noses in them, and are very disappointed to find that although they look like a rose, they don't smell like a rose. But these ones also have the scent is sort of wafts about in the air. It's walking along the long border towards a small temple. I think there's a wonderful sight of the vine, Vitis cognitii, which actually is extremely vigorous. Now, if I let it, it would go right up to the top of the oak tree next door, but I chop it down every spring to about a foot from the ground. But look at these wonderful leaves. They're amazing. And it really does add colour to the long border. Let's walk on towards the small temple, looking at these brambles on the way. with the white blooms on the stems. They're very invasive really, but I do love them because if you just have one or two in the winter, they do stand out. Rubus coburnianus. Anyway, that was a digression. Let's go towards the small temple and see what there is. Coming round from the small temple, this is a combination I really love. The dark red of the Stuartia, the butter yellow of Mallotus japonicus, and the green with little bits of yellow of the lead plant. And to their right, the wonderful drooping clusters of berries following the flowering of this plant with jagged leaves called Callopanax. But these bunches are amazing, aren't they? The way they droop down. When it's in flower, insects love this plant, but it is very prickly in the main stems. Walking the opposite direction towards the cedar of Lebanon, past the lovely vine. Talking of camellias, winter camellias, autumn, winter camellias. Here's a group which I think has a lovely colour for this time of year. Mixture of pale pink, single, and a deeper double. Coming round to alleviate all this pinkness. Here is a white single. Interestingly, this one normally has a very slight touch of pink on the petal, and that's because the buds have pink in them before they open out, and this is reflected on the edge of the open petal. Let's put a name to these camellias. This one is an old variety, Narumigata. This is the one with the pink tinge to the edge of the petals. And this semi-double beauty, deep pink, is sparkling burgundy. And here, looking rather prostrate, is the single and rather ephemeral pink. It's the Sanquef Hugh Evans. Come with me up here as we go towards the tennis court, and I want to show you the shrub that you've seen from the back view with its autumn colour. Because in the distance there's the wonderful glowing butter greeny yellow fall colour of Mallotus japonicus. We're passing the ever-flowering Grevillea purinda constans, which is an amazing shrub, very vigorous and hardly ever out of flower, whatever month of the year it is. Anyway, the digression over. Here is the amazing colouring on Mallotus japonicus. This is often a tropical genus, and part of the euphorbia family. But here it's perfectly hardy. The new growth is absolutely beautiful. But look at these leaves, aren't they extraordinary? Some have got these lobes on them, and some are just plain up and down. And some can't decide which they are going to be, lobed or unlobed, but they've all got this pointy end. No, it makes a wonderful focal point at the back of the tennis court. And lurking behind it, I just thought I'd show you this variegated form of myrtle from Chile. This is a form of Agni mollini. Very slow growing. Not everybody's cup of tea, variegated plants, of course, I understand that. But the new growth is quite spectacular. And then it produces its little berries, which are edible and very strongly aromatic. Approaching this rather exotic array of plants against the south wall here, I want to concentrate on this amazing scrambling shrub. I suppose they call it a shrub. It's gone right up about 8-9 feet up there, coming through the shrubs planted near the wall. This is Cestrum Cretan Purple. Cestrums have come from the Americas, north to south, and tend to be rather tender, and on a warm night, which you don't get in November, they are scented. This one is a hybrid between Cestrum elegans, a very tender cestrum, and Cestrum parkii from Chile, which is rather an invasive but quite hardy cestrum. They've combined to give us this wonderful purple and very floriferous scrambler. Well, I'll leave you looking at the dappled light through the beautiful autumn colours of the maples.